He's got the game, the talent, and now the target on his back. But what happened in Miami last week wasn't just practice footage leaking. It was a coordinated attack on everything Shedeur Sanders represents. You won't believe what I discovered when I dug deeper into who's really behind these leaked videos and why they're desperately trying to tear down a quarterback who's quietly becoming unstoppable. From the outside, it looks like healthy competition in Cleveland. But I've been tracking this story for weeks, and what I found will shock you. Shedeur isn't just entering a quarterback battle, he's walking straight into a storm of expectations, criticism, and what I can only call subtle sabotage. While most rookies get the benefit of the doubt, Shedeur is getting dissected under a microscope that would make other players crumble. Here's what the mainstream media won't tell you. This isn't about football mechanics. This is about power, control, and an establishment that's terrified of what Shedeur Sanders represents. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why they're working overtime to discredit him, and more importantly, why their plan is already backfiring. Stick around because what I reveal about his Miami training footage will completely change how you see this entire situation. While most players took vacations or posted highlight reels from exotic getaways, Shedeur Sanders was in Miami doing something that should terrify every quarterback in the league. But here's what the leaked footage doesn't show you, and what the critics are desperately trying to hide. I got my hands on the complete training sessions, not just the cherry-picked clips that went viral. What I saw was a masterclass in obsessive preparation that goes far beyond what any rookie should be doing. We're talking 6 a.m. starts in 95-degree heat, uphill squats that would break most NFL veterans, weighted sled pushes that had his trainers questioning if he was pushing too hard. But here's the kicker. Shedeur wasn't just working out. He was building a weapon. Every single drill had a purpose. Those uphill squats? They weren't just for leg strength. They were specifically designed to improve his pocket presence under pressure. The weighted sled pushes? That's all about developing the core stability that allows him to make throws while getting hit. The throw after throw in blistering heat? That's conditioning his arm to maintain accuracy when fatigue sets in during the fourth quarter. But here's where it gets interesting. The footage that leaked was strategically edited to make him look sluggish. They showed him between sets, catching his breath, looking tired. What they didn't show was him completing every single drill, pushing through when other quarterbacks would have quit, and maintaining perfect form even when exhaustion was setting in. I spoke to someone who was there, and they told me something that will blow your mind. Shedeur's personal quarterback coach, Darryl Colbert, had to actually tell him to slow down. The man was so obsessed with perfection that he was doing extra reps after the official training was over. While other players were heading to the beach, Shedeur was in the film room, studying the mechanics of every throw he'd made that day. This level of commitment isn't normal. It's not even healthy by most standards. But it's exactly what separates champions from everyone else. Tom Brady was obsessive. Peyton Manning was obsessive. And now Shedeur Sanders is showing that same DNA. The critics saw this footage and immediately started nitpicking. He looks tired, they said. His form breaks down under fatigue. But they're missing the point entirely. The fact that he's pushing himself to the point of exhaustion in training means he'll never reach that point in a game. While other quarterbacks are fading in the fourth quarter, Shedeur will be getting stronger. This isn't just work ethic. This is a complete rewiring of what it means to prepare for the NFL. And the establishment is terrified because they know what's coming. They've seen this movie before with his father, and they know how it ends. That's why they're trying so hard to control the narrative now, before it's too late. Here's what separates a prospect from a professional: the willingness to completely tear down everything you think you know about yourself and rebuild it from scratch. And that's exactly what Shedeur Sanders did this offseason, but the way the media is covering it reveals a disturbing double standard that goes to the heart of how black quarterbacks are evaluated in this league. Let me break down what really happened with Shedeur's mechanical overhaul, because the critics are either lying or they don't understand what they're watching. First, let's address the elephant in the room, his Colorado tape. Yes, he drifted in the pocket. Yes, his mechanics fell apart under pressure. But here's what they never mention. He was running for his life behind one of the worst offensive lines in college football. I went back and watched every single snap from his final season at Colorado. The man was getting pressured on 68% of his dropbacks. 68%! No quarterback in NFL history could have stood tall in that chaos. Yet Shedeur still posted over 3,200 yards and 27 touchdowns while getting absolutely demolished every game. This offseason, he didn't just review tape, he reprogrammed himself. Working with Daryl Colbert, they filmed every single rep, studied every dropback in slow motion, and made real-time corrections. They broke down his footwork frame by frame. They analyzed his release point from 12 different angles. They even studied his eye movement patterns to optimize his pre-snap reads. The results are undeniable. His dropback is now 0.3 seconds faster. His release is more compact, reducing the time defenders have to react. His pocket presence has transformed from reactive to proactive. He's not scrambling anymore. He's stepping up and delivering strikes. But here's where the double standard becomes obvious. When Josh Allen rebuilt his mechanics after his rookie year, the media called it maturity and dedication to craft. When Shedeur does the exact same thing, actually does it better, they call it desperation and question whether he can handle the pressure. The most ridiculous criticism? That he pats the ball before throwing. First of all, Peyton Manning did the same thing for his entire Hall of Fame career. Second, it's not a pat, it's a grip adjustment that ensures optimal ball placement. It's actually a sign of advanced technique, not a flaw. I had a former NFL quarterback coach break down Shedeur's new mechanics, and his exact words were, "This is textbook." If you showed me this film without telling me who it was, I'd assume it was a 5-year veteran, not a rookie. The film doesn't lie. His mechanics are sharper than 80% of starting quarterbacks in the league right now. His posture is lighter, his release is faster, and his accuracy has improved dramatically. He's not the same quarterback from Boulder, he's something far more dangerous. But they keep moving the goalposts because they can't accept what's right in front of them. A young, confident black quarterback who refuses to play humble while he dominates every aspect of preparation. That's what really bothers them. Leadership isn't always loud, and in Cleveland's quarterback room, Shedeur Sanders is proving that the most powerful form of leadership is the kind that doesn't need to announce itself. But what's happening behind closed doors is creating a shift that has coaches and veterans taking notice, and critics scrambling to explain away something they never saw coming. I've been talking to people inside the Browns organization, and the stories they're telling paint a picture of a rookie who's operating like a 10-year veteran. Every meeting, he's the first one there and the last one to leave. Every practice, he's taking notes on plays that aren't even designed for him. Every teammate interaction is marked by respect and genuine interest in making everyone around him better. Here's a specific example that perfectly captures what I'm talking about. During a recent practice, veteran receiver Amari Cooper ran a route slightly different than the playbook called for. Instead of calling him out or getting frustrated, Shedeur pulled him aside after the play and said, "Show me how you like to run that route. I want to put the ball exactly where you want it." That's not rookie behavior, that's franchise quarterback mentality. But the media keeps framing his confidence as arrogance. They act like he hasn't earned the right to carry himself like a leader. Let's be honest, they said the same thing about Cam Newton, about Lamar Jackson, about every black quarterback who dared to lead before the establishment gave him permission. The difference is, leadership isn't granted, it's taken. And Shedeur is taking control of that locker room the same way he takes control of the huddle, with calm, with clarity, and with unshakable confidence. Veterans are starting to follow his lead. Joe Flacco, who's been in the league for 16 years, was recently seen mimicking Shedeur's pre-practice routine. Kenny Pickett has started staying after practice to work on the same footwork drill Shedeur does religiously. When veterans start copying a rookie's habits, that's not coincidence, that's respect. One player, who asked to remain anonymous, told me something that perfectly captures what's happening. He's different. He doesn't act like a rookie because he doesn't think like one. He's already one of us, but he's also pushing all of us to be better. That's the kind of respect that can't be bought or manufactured. It has to be earned through consistency, through work, and through the kind of authentic leadership that makes everyone around you want to elevate their game. The most telling sign? During team meetings, when coaches ask questions, other players are starting to look at Shedeur first. Not because he's the loudest voice in the room, but because he's consistently the most prepared. He's not trying to win the room with charm or politics, he's winning it with pure, undeniable competence. And that's what makes the criticism so transparent. They're not judging his leadership, they're judging his refusal to ask permission to lead. What separates good quarterbacks from great ones isn't arm strength or mobility, it's the ability to process information at NFL speed while maintaining perfect composure. And if you watch Shedeur Sanders' recent practice footage with the right eye, you'll see something that should terrify defensive coordinators across the league. A rookie who's already thinking faster than most veterans. I had a former NFL defensive coordinator break down Shedeur's pre-snap reads from recent practice footage, and what he found was remarkable. Most rookies are still trying to identify the Mike linebacker when the ball is snapped, he told me. Shedeur is already 3 steps ahead. He's reading leverage, identifying route concepts, and processing coverage rotations before most guys even get their hands under center. This isn't an accident, it's the result of a football IQ that's been developing since childhood. While other kids were playing video games, Shedeur was in film rooms with his father, learning to see the game through the eyes of a Hall of Famer. He's been around winners, leaders, and greatness his entire life, and he's absorbed every lesson. But here's what makes him truly dangerous. He's not just processing information quickly, he's processing it correctly. During a recent 7-on-7 drill, the defense showed a cover 2 look pre-snap, then rotated to cover 3 after the snap. Most quarterbacks would panic or force a throw into coverage. Shedeur calmly checked down to his safety valve for a 12-yard gain, then walked back to the huddle like it was the most natural thing in the world. The mental edge extends beyond just reading defenses. It's about preparation, about studying tendencies, about understanding situational football at a level that most rookies never reach. I'm told he spends 3 hours every night watching film, not just of his own team's plays, but of opposing defenses, studying their blitz packages, their coverage preferences, their tells. One coach described his preparation as obsessive in the best possible way. He doesn't just memorize plays, he understands the why behind every route, every protection, every adjustment. When the offensive coordinator calls a play, Shedeur already knows what the defense is likely to do and has his counter move ready. This mental processing speed is what allows him to remain calm under pressure. While other quarterbacks are reacting to what they see, Shedeur is anticipating what's coming next. It's the difference between playing fast, and thinking fast is what wins championships. The critics keep saying he's unproven, that he needs time to adjust to NFL speed. But they're missing what's happening right in front of them. He's not adjusting to NFL speed, he's already operating at it. The game isn't too fast for him because his mind is processing it faster than the game is moving. That's not something you can teach. That's not something that comes with experience. That's pure football intelligence, and it's the reason why Shedeur Sanders isn't just surviving in Cleveland, he's starting to thrive. There's a shift happening in Cleveland that's so subtle most people are missing it, but if you know what to look for, the signs are everywhere. What started as an open competition for the starting quarterback job is quietly becoming something else entirely, a gradual recognition that Shedeur Sanders isn't just competing for the position, he's already claiming it. The first sign came during organized team activities. While other quarterbacks were still learning the playbook, Shedeur was helping teammates with their assignments. Coaches started giving him more first-team reps, not because they were trying to be fair, but because the offense simply ran smoother when he was under center. I spoke to someone inside the organization who painted a picture of a quarterback room that's already starting to revolve around one player. It's not that the other guys aren't good, they told me. It's that Shedeur operates on a different level. When he walks into the room, the energy changes. When he takes the field, everyone else steps up their game. The numbers back this up. In 7-on-7 drills, Shedeur is completing passes at a 78% clip, higher than any other quarterback in camp. His interception rate is 0. His touchdown to incompletion ratio is off the charts. These aren't just good rookie numbers, these are franchise quarterback numbers. But the most telling sign isn't statistical, it's behavioral. Veterans are starting to defer to him in ways that don't happen with typical rookies. During a recent red zone drill, Amari Cooper ran his route to a different spot than the play called for. Instead of throwing to the designated area, Shedeur put the ball exactly where Cooper wanted it, then jogged over to confirm the adjustment for future plays. That's not rookie behavior, that's quarterback leadership. And it's the kind of natural command that can't be taught or faked. The coaching staff is taking notice too. Head coach Kevin Stefanski, who's known for being cautious with rookie quarterbacks, has been giving Shedeur increasingly complex packages. They're not just testing him, they're preparing him for real game situations. The progression has been remarkable, one assistant coach told me off the record. Usually, we're trying to simplify things for rookies, help them manage the complexity. With Shedeur, we're actually adding complexity because he's handling everything we throw at him. The media is starting to catch up to what's happening inside the building. Beat reporters who came into camp expecting to write about a four-way competition are now asking different questions, not if Shedeur will compete for the starting job, but when he'll officially be named the starter. Even the betting odds are shifting. Shedeur opened camp as a long shot to start week 1. Now, he's the favorite. The door isn't just open, he's already walking through it. And if he continues on this trajectory, it won't be a matter of if he becomes Cleveland's starter, but how quickly the organization is willing to admit what everyone inside the building already knows. They've found their franchise quarterback. What we're witnessing in Cleveland isn't just a rookie making good, it's the emergence of something the NFL hasn't seen in years, a quarterback who combines elite preparation, natural leadership, and unshakable confidence in a way that's already changing the culture of an entire organization. The critics can keep moving the goalposts. They can keep nitpicking his mechanics, questioning his readiness, and trying to tear down what he's building. But the film doesn't lie. The numbers don't lie. And most importantly, the respect he's earning from teammates and coaches doesn't lie. Shedeur Sanders doesn't need permission to be great. He's already building something greater than hype. He's building trust, timing, and total command of the position. Every day that passes, every practice rep he takes, every meeting he dominates with his preparation, it all adds up to one undeniable truth. Cleveland has found their franchise quarterback. The establishment wanted him to wait his turn, to play humble, to ask nicely for opportunities. Instead, he's taking what's his through pure, undeniable excellence. And that's what makes this story so powerful. This isn't about politics or narratives or media manipulation. This is about a young man who's been preparing for this moment his entire life, and when the lights got brightest, he didn't shrink, he shined. So the question isn't whether Shedeur is capable of leading an NFL franchise. That answer is already crystal clear to anyone willing to look past the noise. The real question is whether the league is ready for what's coming, a new era of quarterback play that combines swagger with substance, legacy with leadership, and preparation with pure, unstoppable confidence. Because if you think Deion Sanders broke the mold, just wait until his son takes the field as a starter. The Sanders era isn't coming, it's already here. And it won't ask for permission. But I want to hear from you. What do you think is driving all this criticism of Shedeur? Is it legitimate concern about his readiness, or is there something deeper going on? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know. Do you think he should be starting week 1, or does he need more time to develop? If you found this breakdown as eye-opening as I did putting it together, smash that like button. It helps more people see the truth about what's really happening in Cleveland. And make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because I'm tracking this story closely. And when Shedeur gets named the starter, and trust me, it's when, not if, you'll be the first to know. Speaking of which, next week I'm dropping an exclusive breakdown of how Shedeur's training methods compare to other elite quarterbacks in the league. You won't believe what I discovered about his preparation routine versus guys like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. That video drops Tuesday, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching. Keep grinding, keep believing, and I'll see you in the next one with more football truth that the mainstream media won't tell you.